welcome to episode 0 of Lime Talk, a podcast dedicated to a podcast, Lime Talk. I am your host, Eli, and with me is my co-host,
Kirsten.
How you doing today?
I'm good.
All right, so we have been talking about doing a fan kind of podcast for a while now, and Kirsten actually turned me on to Limetown. She found it, and I ate it up. But I think at that time, there was only like 2 episodes out. And so now, 3 and 4, so there's currently 4 episodes out. And I am addicted to this show. What about you?
I'm passively addicted.
You're passively addicted? But you loved it.
Is that the thing?
You loved it. It's like when it came out, you were like, this is the best thing since then.
I think it's good. Obviously, I think it's good.
So how did you find it?
I needed to drive for 45 minutes. And I went into iTunes and looked at the podcasts and found the number 1 podcast was Limetown. So I was like,
it was the number 1 podcast.
That has to be good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So for anybody who hasn't listened to Limetown yet, I mean, I would definitely recommend listening to that before you listen to this. Yeah?
What?
Listen to that before you listen to this.
Yes, obviously.
But just, a couple of things about it. I would say there's a podcast called Serial, which is like, it's by NPR, and it's like reporting. It's like real style reporting about a story. And it's very good podcast. Check that one out.
That's true stories.
That's a true story. And so this is kind of taken in the same style as Serial, where it's like episode by episode you get more and more information, and it's interview based, and so she kind of interjects her reporting with snippets of interviews. But this is fictional. That is one thing. First thing Kirsten called me. She's like, this podcast is so good, Limetown. She's like, I don't know if it's real or not. And I listened, and I was like, oh, you're so silly. Then I listened to it, and I was like, I don't know if it's real or not either. And so I searched Limetown in Google. The first thing it tries to autofill it is Limetown real? And so, like, obviously we were not the only people who thought of that. But it's like Serial, but it's fictional, and it's kind of like meets the X-Files. I would say Serial meets X-Files. It's a show about the paranormal, fiction, kind of sci-fi-ish, but it is fiction. It's not real. That's verified. And but it's really good show. I love this show. It's really, really good. The writing is good. The concept is good, and like it's a great thing for the podcast universe. I would say like a great format. It's like take old timey radio, but like makes it like new age kind of. No.
Yeah.
So.
I would just say that I don't know if it's paranormal.
You don't think?
I mean, they're trying to make it seem science based.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all about neuroscience and like.
Yeah. Black Tapes podcast.
Spoiler.
Yeah, so, all right. But yeah, there's a podcast called the Black Tapes podcast, which I guess may be more paranormal. It's kind of about ghosts and stuff. This is actually, it's more, it could happen in the real world. This one could.
Yes.
So, very good. Obviously, we're big fans, and so we thought we'd make a little podcast, just kind of going through each episode and what we think about it, what we like, what we didn't like, and then where we think it's going, because it's one of those shows where you can read into everything. But as of this recording, there are 4 episodes out, and we're going to try not to spoil anything. So if you listen to them in order as you listen to the episodes, it should be spoiler-free. I was thinking about maybe focusing on a couple of items, like pay attention to this. This may crop up later, but no spoilers. Not going to spoil anything for you. At least we'll do our best. So I think that's it for our little episode 0. So welcome from me and Kirsten. And I'm going to give you Kirsten, unbeknownst to her, 4 questions about Limetown that I was wondering how you okay, well, one question you already answered. How did you find out about Limetown? So you just searched iTunes.
Yeah.
Question number 2. What is your favorite thing about Limetown?
My favorite thing about Limetown? Jesus Christ.
Okay, well,
it's entertaining.
It's entertaining. Put a pin in there. We'll come back to your favorite thing about Limetown. Okay, do you think Limetown is more like horror or scary, or sci-fi / interesting?
Sci-fi / interesting.
Yeah.
Because if it was horror or scary, I would not be.
She is not
into it.
Not into horror at all. But it does have scary elements. Like, maybe surprising.
Yeah, it's spooky. I think they give like. I mean, the idea that somebody wants to kill you is pretty spooky, but but they're not. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Let's shh. All right, and
So this show, the gap between the first show and the second show coming out was like 2 months, and then they had like 6 weeks, and then it was like two or 2.5, 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So the gaps are getting less. But do you think that the gaps make you like it more or less? Would you prefer that?
Less. For me, I could see how for somebody it would like build suspense, but for me, it's sort of just my interest wanes.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that they didn't think anybody was going to listen to it, and then they became number one on iTunes. They had to kind of step it up.
Yeah.
But, so, do you have a favorite thing about Limetown yet? You don't have a favorite thing
I don't have a favorite thing about Limetown. No, I guess I'm not that invested yet.
I like the fact that my favorite thing about Limetown is that I like the fact that it's like they treat it like it's a real world thing. Like they treat like it's supposed to be like you were listening to Serial, like it's something that actually is happening / happened. I don't want to get into any of the nitty gritty about what Limetown is. So if you're listening to this, go listen to episode 1. Come on back, and we are going to hit up the episode 1 recap shortly. So I think that's going to do it. Again, I'm your host, Eli.
And I'm Kirsten.
We'll see you in episode 1, guys. So we had an alternate name for this podcast. It was not Lime Talk. So we wanted to kind of come up with something kind of like Talking Dead or like Talking Bay kind of thing. And Kirsten was like, "Why don't you do Lime Talk?" And I was like, "That's a really good idea." I'm very bad at naming things. But she had an alternate. Would you like to divulge what the alternate was?
Talk Down.
Talk Down. We both
exclusively what I call it.
We decided that Talk Town is not what it should be called. So Lime Talk it is. So with that, Eli and Kirsten saying goodbye for episode 0 of Lime Talk, and we hope to see you soon. Take care, guys.